All praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, who taught us his truth. This is your brother Yashimai from the GMS Atlanta camp. And today's topic is going to be going into if your family members, if your friends can't get it by now, it is too late. If you have been trying to, hint and show them and send them videos, well, what about this? If you've been trying to play the nice guy, trying to bring people on, and by this time they still can't see it, they are destined to be destroyed, and the only thing that you can do is stand back and work out your own salvation as the scriptures talk about. And this video is inspired because of, something that I was thinking upon today. Matter of fact, let's get this here. Isaiah 13:17 says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." And the point here is that the reason I'm pulling this precept here is because as we see Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai stirring up, these spiritual Babylonians, which are the Americans, in what manner? By sending them over to the Middle East, to try to take out the Iranian regime. As we see prophecy unfolding from our eyes, man, at this point, it should be obvious to anybody. But again, we understand what the scriptures say. We understand that even Yahushua said that he prayed for his men, for his elect men, for the men that were given to him by his Father before the creation of time. And that he does not pray for the world, man. Okay, so if Yahushua himself understood that the world, that 2/3 of his own brethren were not going to get it, then at one point or another, you have to give up trying to convince your family and your friends, because you cannot do anything greater than Yahushua could do. All right, and Yahushua understood, hey, I'm not praying for them. They're gonna get it in the afterlife, but right now I'm here for the men that my Father gave me, man. And that's what this video is about. It's about letting go of everybody else, man. Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And that's exactly right, man, because when you look back at the story, and I don't like to use the word story, but when you look back at the account of ancient Egypt, what happened? Moses got the name, right? And then what happened? And then Moses went back and prophesied, right? And then Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai showed signs, right? And then came salvation. And that's the same. That's where we're at right now. We've gotten the name. We've seen the signs, right? A couple years ago, America was X'd out by that eclipse, right? And we're prophesying, starting with our elders and our apostles who have told you about the MOTB decades ago. Told you about the true name and the true color of Yahushua, man. Okay? And so we are truly nearer than when we first believed, man. If you put us in that same timeline as in ancient Egypt, we're on our way out. Doesn't Micah 2:10 flee from the midst of Babylon? We've already spiritually flee from the midst of Babylon, man. Now we're coming up to, the Red Sea, per se. And what does Jeremiah the 16th chapter talk about? It talks about a salvation bigger than the Red Sea. It talks about where they will no more say Yahweh liveth, who led the children of Egypt, who led the children out of Egypt, but Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua liveth, who led the children out of the land of the north. That's where we're at, man. We have spiritually fled ancient Egypt, and our salvation is nearer than when we first believed. And if anybody next to you, including your family members, your friends, your loved ones, your sons, your daughters, whatever it may be, the person that gave you cupcakes last week, and I know he can get it. One time I had this one conversation, and he nodded his head. Fuck that. If they can't get it right by now, it's too fucking late, man. Save your breath. Instead of trying to convince them, put out a video and feed the elect, man. Feed the hopeful elect, man. Because our people don't understand the gift that they have. And this isn't to puff ourselves up, man. We glory and we bask in the gift that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua has given to us, man. Ezekiel 3 verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way. He shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. And that's ultimately all that we can do. The book of Titus goes into it. I think it's the third chapter. What is that, 3:9 or 3:19? Where it talks about, it talks about correcting somebody once or twice. If not, then leave them alone, man. Because ultimately we have to warn. Because as we just read in the scriptures, we understand that if we don't warn our family members, if we don't at least try to have that conversation, that blood is on our hands. But what's the very next thing? It says, once you do your job and they don't want to listen to you, you've delivered your soul and they're going to die in their iniquity, man. And we have to understand this, man. Our people have a history of being hard-headed. 2 Chronicles 36:16 says, but they mock the messengers of the Most High and despise his words, man. And that's exactly what they've done, man. They have mocked us. The scriptures talk about a prophet being without honor in his own hometown. People don't want to listen to you. Your family members who, especially, your parents, man, it is very difficult to have a parent come around. Why? Because they changed their fucking diapers. They watched you, run into the freaking bed 20 times when you were young. They bailed you out of jail. It's very difficult I'm not saying it can't happen, but they're looking at you like a kid, okay? And again, I'm not saying it can't happen because the elect will hear it no matter what. All right, the scriptures talk about the Most High uses the foolish to confound the wise, man. All right, and we see a perfect example of King David, man. He was the youngest son, the smallest son, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua choose to work through them. And the hopeful elect understand this. But to continue on, our people despise our words, man. Because our people are the very same people that have that zeal without knowledge, man. They want to talk to you about the scriptures, about white Jesus, about everybody's sins. We're all made in God's image. We're all God's children, yada, yada. But the minute that a prophet begins to speak up, I don't know, I just don't feel that way. Man, we're not here for feelings, man. We're here for scriptures, all right? And again, I'm not talking to brothers here, because brothers know this. But, I'm just stating facts here, man. We shouldn't have to trim our ways as the scriptures talk about, man. We should have to hide the chariots from our family members, man. We should be speaking this in boldness. This is our heritage, man, but our people can't get it. They despise the words, man, and they misuse his prophets. Because what? How have they misused the prophets, okay? Because they would rather have a conversation with you about a football game, about a rap song, tell you a stupid-ass joke, and just talk to you for 2 hours about dumb shit, but they'll go out of their way to not talk to you and bring up, politics or the scriptures, because politics leads to the scriptures. That's misusing the prophets, man. These people are trying to use a standard screwdriver for a Phillips a screw, man. You are using us for the wrong things, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The scriptures talk about it in Jeremiah. I will send you pastors after my own heart who will teach you in the ways of wisdom. And that starts with our elders and our apostles. But that also includes us and we get it. But again, our family members, our loved ones, they won't get it. And if by now they can't see the signs, man, if they can't see the signs, then leave them alone, man. Until the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua arose against his people. Till there was no remedy. And there ain't going to be no remedy, man, because our people are searching after a sign. I just don't believe it, man. I mean, I know the Epsteins. I know that they're eating babies. I know that they're hunting us. I know that they're, slamming babies' heads on rocks. I know this, but I don't know. Man, fuck out of here, man. I mean, really, that's the spirit, man. Fuck out of here, man. We gotta dust we gotta shake the dust off our sandals, as the scriptures talk about. Stop dealing with these people, man. Now, that's not to say to be a dick towards them. Be cordial, but just stop. Hey, man, they can't get it, man. Mark 8:12, and he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, why does this generation seek after a sign? Verily I say unto you, there shall no sign be given unto this generation. Our people look after a sign. I want Yahushua himself to come down here with Moses, Abraham, and they gotta have my name embroidered in there. Get the fuck out of here, man. Who are you? Who are you to ask for a sign? Who the fuck are you, man? This is the man. You know what? We get mad at Esau Edom for his pride. Our people are fucking proud, just as proud, man. You want to ask Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for a sign just so that he got to convince me? No, he doesn't. Leave those people alone, man. Don't waste your breath. If you've tried it the first, the second time, all right, it doesn't work. Do whatever you're going to tell them, put it in a video and edify the body. Do that. Because the way prophecy works, the way prophecy works is you have to have faith, man. Prophecy is going to look like they're like it's about to be over for you, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to deliver us. And that's why our people can't get it, and that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Baba Kasha, we be of that 144,000 or that innumerable multitude, man. All right? Because it's going to require faith. I want to take you guys to the book of Exodus, the 14th chapter. And the context here is let's let the scripture speak. Verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. And they were sore afraid, and the children of Israel cried out unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The people thought that there was no hope. They were done. This is how our heritage is. Now from here, I kind of want to shift, and now I want to remind the body. This is how our prophecy. This is how our heritage works, man. Think about Daniel and the others, man. They got thrown in the fight. It looked like it was over, but they did it, man. Now I'm talking to the body, man. Let's not forget this. All right? Let's pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, continues to sup with us, man. And they said unto Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? I want to skip to 13 now. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Stand still. Stand still. Stand still. There ain't nothing you can do. Stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever, man. And that's where we're at, man, because when you look at the timeline in ancient Egypt, what happened? Moses got the name. Moses went and prophesied unto the people and Pharaoh, and then came deliverance. And that's exactly where we are at now. We've got the name. Thawada Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for sending us our elders of GMS. Okay? And we've prophesied, starting with our elders and bishops of GMS. Okay? And so we are in the same place that these people are at. Now we're just waiting. That's why we started off with Romans the 13th chapter. Now is our salvation nearer than when we first believed. We are in the same place that our forefathers were. Now we just got to stand still and see the salvation, man. But our people won't see it, man. We understand this. But our people are going to get to a point where it's too late, and they're going to ask for it. Man, I should have heard. I should have done. And then they're going to ask, oh, please give me one more time. And this is the response, Luke 16:31. And for context, this is the response given to Lazarus right after the time of judgment had come. And he said unto them, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead, man. Yeah, and that's what our people want, man. But I'm going to go ahead and say this. Even if somebody rose from the dead, they still wouldn't believe him. And you know how I know that? Because they that walk in the congregation have seen, they that walk out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And we ourselves were dead. Isaiah 9, man. Talks about those that walked in darkness have seen a great light. Revelations 11, verse 11. Then the Spirit entered them, and they stood upon our feet. It says, though one rose from the dead. That's us, man. We have been spiritually raised from the dead, and they still don't believe, because our family members, our friends, they see us, man, but they still, yeah, I see you've changed. I know you used to do this, and now you do this, but I just still can't see it. That's why I say, man, even if one, that's why the scriptures, Salakia, let me take myself out. That's why the scripture says, the one raised from the dead, they will not be persuaded, man, and we're living proof of it. Let's leave our people alone, man. We have the ability to see the scriptures. We've been given the eye self, and this is what we're to do. And I'm ending with this. Baruch 4:28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. Leave the dead bodies alone. Stop trying to raise up a cadaver that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has deemed to be the dead. What we need to do is to seek Him 10 times more. And what did Yahushai ask Peter? Do you love me? Yes, Lord. Do you love me? Yes, Lord. Thou knowest that I love you. Do you love me? Yes, Lord. Then feed the sheep. Do you love Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? Then feed the sheep.